Nunca, porque es lo único, como
I
siempre lo
love what
dice,
I
es lo
do.
único que sé hacer y es
I'm
lo
happy
único
to
que me
play
gusta
here,
y aquí se
and
disfruta, aquí me
that
siento
hunger
bien
will
jugando
won't
el béisbol y
subside. It'll be
nunca,
maintained
nunca voy a
because
perder esa
I
hambre
just love
de...
playing.
What's going on, baseball fans, and welcome back to the channel. Before we dive into what could become one of the biggest pitching storylines of the offseason, do me a quick favor. If you enjoy in-depth MLB breakdowns, trade rumors, and front office strategy explained in plain English, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any breaking updates. We're pushing hard toward our next subscriber milestone, and your support genuinely makes a difference. Now let's get into it, because the Freddy Peralta trade market is officially heating up, and it's about to get very interesting. As the baseball world continues to throw out hypothetical trade packages for Milwaukee Brewers ace Freddy Peralta, new reporting is giving us a clearer picture of just how serious this market really is. And make no mistake, this is no longer just idle speculation. The phones are ringing in Milwaukee, the conversations are real, and the list of interested teams reads like a who's who of World Series contenders. According to Ken Rosenthal and Will Salmon of The Athletic, trade talks surrounding Freddy Peralta are expected to resume in earnest, and several major market teams are already circling. Among those showing strong interest are the New York Yankees, New York Mets, Los Angeles Dodgers, Atlanta Braves, and Boston Red Sox. And that doesn't even include a group of lower revenue clubs, who, according to the report, are also capable of absorbing Peralta's extremely team-friendly $8 million salary. Let that sink in for a moment. We're talking about a 29-year-old frontline starter coming off one of the best seasons of his career, making just $8 million with strikeout stuff, postseason experience, and the ability to anchor a rotation. That combination simply does not exist very often, and when it does, it creates chaos across the league. Rosenthal and Salmon put it plainly. The Freddy Peralta talks are about to resume in earnest. Both New York clubs, the Los Angeles Dodgers, Atlanta Braves, and Boston Red Sox are among the teams showing interest. Some low-revenue clubs that can absorb Peralta's $8 million salary are in play as well. And that single paragraph tells us almost everything we need to know about where the situation is headed. Let's start with why Freddy Peralta is suddenly one of the most sought-after pitchers on the market. Peralta is coming off a season where he posted a 2.70 ERA, struck out 204 batters, and went 17-6 while taking the ball consistently for Milwaukee. In an era where durability is becoming increasingly rare, Peralta gave the Brewers a reliable, high-impact arm every fifth day. His fastball velocity plays at the top of the zone, his slider misses bats, and his command took a real step forward this past season. This wasn't smoke and mirrors, this wasn't a lucky run. This was a pitcher entering his prime and performing like a legitimate number one starter. Bob Nightingale of USA Today added further fuel to the fire by reporting that the Brewers are officially listening on Peralta. That phrasing matters. Milwaukee is not actively shopping him, but they are absolutely open to the idea, and that suggests something bigger is at play. The Brewers are a smart, disciplined organization. They don't trade top-end pitching without a reason. If they're listening, it's because they believe the return could significantly reshape the franchise. Now let's talk about the teams involved, because each one tells us something different about the type of market Peralta has. Start with the New York Yankees. This makes all the sense in the world. The Yankees are desperate for rotation stability behind Jarrett Cole. Injuries, inconsistency, and short-term solutions have plagued them for years. Peralta gives them a controllable, high strikeout arm who thrives in big moments. He's exactly the kind of pitcher Brian Cashman loves to target when the opportunity presents itself. Then there are the New York Mets, who are trying to pivot from last year's disappointment into something more sustainable. They've reset their payroll structure, but they still want to compete. Adding a pitcher like Peralta allows them to stay relevant without committing long-term money on the free agent market. The Los Angeles Dodgers are almost always involved when elite pitching becomes available. They may have depth, but they also understand October baseball better than anyone. You can never have too much starting pitching, and Peralta's contract makes him incredibly attractive, even for a team that already spends heavily elsewhere. The Atlanta Braves might be the most intriguing suitor of all. They're built to win now and later. They value team control, cost efficiency, and upside, and Peralta checks every box. Adding him to that rotation would be borderline unfair. And then there's Boston. The Red Sox showing interest is a massive signal. Boston has been aggressive in exploring pitching upgrades, and they're not just looking for innings. They're looking for someone who can change the trajectory of the staff. Peralta would immediately become the most electric arm in that rotation and give the Red Sox a legitimate ace to build around. What makes this situation even more fascinating is the inclusion of lower revenue teams in the conversation. Because of Peralta's modest salary, clubs that would normally be priced out of elite pitching are suddenly viable participants. That expands the bidding pool dramatically, and that's exactly what Milwaukee wants. More teams means more leverage. More leverage means a bigger return. So the real question becomes this: should the Brewers actually pull the trigger? On one hand, trading Freddy Peralta would be incredibly difficult to justify emotionally. He's homegrown, productive, affordable, and beloved by the fan base. Pitchers like this are hard to find, and even harder to replace. But on the other hand, this might be the absolute peak of his trade value. Peralta is 29, his performance is elite, his contract is favorable, his health record is strong, and the league-wide demand for pitching has never been higher. If Milwaukee believes they can flip him for multiple high-end prospects or young major league-ready talent, this could be a franchise-defining move. This is the kind of decision that separates good front offices from great ones. Milwaukee has to weigh whether holding on to Peralta gives them a better chance to compete now, or whether cashing in could set them up for sustained success over the next 5 to 7 years. Neither option is wrong, but only one maximizes value. And make no mistake, if the Brewers decide to move him, the return will be massive. We're talking about top 100 prospects, young, controllable bats, maybe even a major league starter in return. Teams do not get access to this level of pitching very often, and when they do, they pay dearly. This is not a salary dump. This is not a rebuild for the sake of rebuilding move. This is a strategic decision that could alter the balance of power in both leagues. So now I want to hear from you. If you're a Brewers fan, do you hold on to Freddy Peralta and push to win now? Or do you capitalize on this moment and reshape the future of the franchise? And if you're a fan of one of the rumored teams, Yankees, Mets, Dodgers, Braves, or Red Sox, what would you be willing to give up to land him? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and share this video with another baseball fan. We've got more trade rumors, front office insight, and breaking MLB news coming your way very soon. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.